As a fan of most things vampire, like real vampire, that don't sparkle, I bring you this. True Blood. Alright, so when True Blood first came out, I didn't watch it, not for the first couple seasons. Twilight romance shit was everywhere, so I was like, alright, True Blood's like Twilight with tits. But then I watched the show. Now I'm gonna let you know right off the bat, this is not the Twilight craze cash out I thought it would be before I saw the show. Yeah, the main characters of the story are a vampire named Bill and a waitress named Sookie, played by Rogue from X-Men, who are dating. The dating aspect is a big part of the show, but it's not the point of the show. Like with Twilight, the whole thing is like, oh, are they gonna have sex? Are they gonna make love? In True Blood, they bang like episode 3. So they are dating, but shows always involve people who are dating. Shit, The Dark Knight had a love triangle. Doesn't mean it's like Twilight. See what I mean? So now getting that out of the way, let's get to the show. The show is actually really good. Long story short, 2 years ago, vampires came out of the coffin, is what they call it. They came out and said, hey, we're actually real. So integrate us into your society so vampires and humans can exist like a bunch of stepkids who were living under one roof who can't stand each other. That's pretty much it. And they were able to come out and tell everyone that they exist because, yeah, they fed on humans for, you know, as long as vampires were ever around, like thousands of years. But this company in Japan devised a drink called True Blood, hence the name of the show, that's a substitute for actual blood. It gives them all the nutrition they need. Now we all live in harmony. Problem is, a lot of vampires hate the taste of the shit. So unless you're a vampire who's gone more mainstream than Eminem, you want you some human blood. Awesome. So the vampires are integrated into our society, so they have to abide by our rules, but first and foremost, they enforce their rules among themselves. Like for example, if you're a vampire, you cannot kill another vampire for a human being, ever. I get the distinct feeling that if you're a vampire and you see another vampire about to club Mother Teresa like a baby seal and you kill that vampire to save her, you're in deep shit. The show incorporates a lot of supernatural things that aren't just limited to vampires. Like the vampires, they're not like scientific vampires. It's not like Blade where they're like, oh yeah, they're vampires, they need to feed because their bodies don't sustain hemoglobin or whatever. Like in the first or second episode, Bill and Sookie are talking and Sookie's like, how are you alive? Bill's like, magic? I don't know. So once they establish that in the show, they're free to do a lot of magic type things. And they do, and I think they do it well. And what I also like is Bill, like the main vampire is dating Rogue from X-Men. He's actually not all warm and fuzzy. I mean, yeah, he's really proper. He's all like, Sookie, I do not require that. But he's actually done some dark shit. Even now, he's like, killed people. I mean, the likable characters are really likable, but they're kind of damaged. And that makes the characters more real, believable, and relatable. I like that. Lafayette's like the best character in the show. Biggest flaming gay dude I've ever seen on the small screen. One of the coolest characters also. You can be the biggest homophobic redneck ever, and you'll be like, you know, I don't care what anyone says. That there Lafayette, he's my homosexual. But I ain't touching dicks. But all in all, the show is really badass. It's really bloody when it wants to be bloody. It's intriguing, it's funny, and the intro to the show is like really dirty, yet awesome. So seasons 1 and 2 are out on DVD right now. Season 3 is coming out at the end of this month. I think the 30th, I think. So I'd say check it out. It's not for everybody, I do recognize that. If you don't like blood, and it's really violating to you when vampires fry in the sunlight rather than sparkle, you might want to skip on True Blood. But if you're a fan of like old school vampire lore, check it out, you'll probably like it. Because it does old vampire lore in a modern day really well. So have you seen True Blood? And if you have, who's your favorite character? Comment below, let me know, I want to know. Mine, Eric Northman, dude. It's probably a very common answer, but I don't give a shit. He's the sheriff of the territory. He runs a bar called Fantasia, and he threw Lady Gaga over a balcony. Dude's a badass. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. That's right, Red, White, and Lafayette. Marker!